Happy Saturday. Welcome to Saturday Morning Coffee Break. My name is Fleetus Poston, and today I'd like to discuss the topic of the shadow CISO, why your developers are making security decisions without you. Here's a Saturday morning revelation for you. Someone else is already making your security decisions. They don't have the title. Here's a scenario playing out right now, likely within inside of your organization. A senior developer is choosing between two NPM packages. One has 47 dependencies and was last updated 18 months ago. The other is actively maintained but requires more integration work. They spend 30 seconds on the decision and pick the easier path, then move on. Congratulations, they just made a security decision that affects your entire application stack, and your security team had no idea it happened. Welcome to the era of Shadow CISO. The reality you're not seeing. While you're busy reviewing security policies and attending compliance meetings, your developers are making hundreds of security decisions every single day. They're choosing authentication libraries, OAuth versus JWT versus custom implementation. That decision determines whether your authentication is secure or exploitable. They made it based on a Stack Overflow post from 2019. They're selecting cloud configurations, S3 bucket permissions, security group rules, IAM policies. Every Terraform file is a security decision. They're copying configurations from documentation examples that were never meant for production. They're picking third-party APIs and services. That Stripe integration, the Tallow API, the random NPM package with 1,200 dependencies. Each one expands your attack surface. They've approved it because it solved their problem. Today, they're implementing encryption or not implementing it, or are they even implementing it correctly? Because cryptography is hard, and they're focusing on shipping features, not reading the NIST guidelines. They're handling sensitive data, customer information, payment details, authentication tokens. Your developers decide where it's stored and how it's transmitted, who can access it, often based on what's convenient, not what's secure. And here's the uncomfortable truth. They're doing this because your security process gave them no other choice. So why and how has the shadow CISO emerged? It's because of a bottleneck problem. Your security review process can take weeks. The feature is due this Friday. So developers learn to make security decisions themselves and ask for forgiveness later, if they ask at all. There's a knowledge gap. Your security documentation is either non-existent, outdated, or written in security jargon that developers don't understand. So they Google it and hope they got it right. Next is the no fatigue. Every time developers bring security questions, they get told what they can't do, never what they should do instead. Eventually, they stop asking and build whatever works. Next is the incentive misalignment. Developers are measured on velocity and features shipped. Security is measured on vulnerabilities prevented. These metrics are often in direct conflict, and developers optimize for what they are being evaluated on. Certain developers become the de facto security decision makers. They're easy to spot. They're the ones asking, is this secure, during code reviews. While everyone else focuses on functionality and performance, they're the voice questioning security implications. They're the one who's actually reading your security documentation, if you're lucky enough to have any. And then they translate it for their teammates who won't take the time. They're the ones pushing back on risky shortcuts when the team wants to just disable TLS validation for now. They're the ones saying that's a terrible idea. They are the ones other developers ask instead of asking you as the security leader, because they get answers faster in language they understand without a lecture. So here's the thing. These shadow CISOs are an asset, not a threat to your organization. The problem is they're operating without support, authority, or recognition. They're doing your job in addition to theirs, and they're probably getting no credit for it. Now we have to spot the hidden cost. When developers make can happen, such as inconsistent security posture. Team A implements authentication one way. Team B does it a completely different way. Team C copies Team A code, but doesn't understand how it works. Now you have three different security patterns, and two of them are likely wrong. Next is the vulnerability multiplication. That insecure code pattern one developer created, it got copied into 47 different services through copy and paste engineering. Now you have 47 instances of the same vulnerability because there's no secure pattern to copy. Next is delayed incident detection. When developers make security decisions without documentation, nobody knows what's actually deployed. So when a vulnerability is announced in a library you don't know you are using, detection can take weeks instead of hours. Here comes the it works on my machine security. Developers test locally with local host and test data. Security works great there. In production, real traffic and real attackers, everything breaks because the security assumptions were wrong. So what actually works? The solution isn't to regain control. It's to empower that shadow CISO and make everyone a better decision maker. First, make security self-service. Build a library of pre-approved secure components that your developers can use without asking permission, such as authentication libraries with good defaults, secure configuration templates for common scenarios, code snippets for handling sensitive data correctly, and decision trees for do I need security review for this or not. Make security path the easy path. If your approved solution is harder than the insecure alternative, developers will choose insecurity every time. Second, formalize the shadow CISO role. Remember, those developers who already care about security, make them your security champions. Give them direct access to the security team, authority to make security decisions for their team, recognize and give career credit for security work, training and resources to make better decisions quicker and faster for them. Next, build a community of other security champions for them to learn from. They're already doing the work. Give them the tools and authority to do it well. Third, embed security into development workflows. Stop making security a separate phase that happens later. Build it into the tools developers already use. Automated security scanning in their CI/CD that helps catch issues before the code review. Implement IDE plugins that highlight security issues while they're actually coding. Have pre-commit hooks that prevent common security mistakes. And then articulate clear, actionable error messages, not security violations. Security should feel like a spell check, not a separate approval process. Fourth, speak the developer language. Security documentation that says implement defense in depth controls is useless. Security documentation that says here's a code example for input validation is gold. So translate your requirements into working code examples, step-by-step implementation guides, common mistakes and how to avoid them, and the actual why is explained now in business risk terms. Fifth, measure what matters. Stop measuring number of security reviews completed. Start measuring the time from security question to a useful answer, the percentage of secure components adopted versus custom implementations, security issues caught in development versus prod, and development satisfaction with the current security process. If your developers are avoiding your security process, that's a metric telling you it's broken. So here's your Saturday morning exercise. This weekend, try this experiment. Step 1, pick a recent feature your team shipped. Step 2, track or trace back every security decision that was made. What libraries were chosen and why? Who decided on the authentication approach? How was sensitive data handled determined? And what security view was applied, if any? And step 3, ask yourself honestly, Did your security team know these decisions were being made? Were they made with security expertise or developer best guess? If we had been involved, would we have made different choices? How many of these decisions will we discover only when there are vulnerabilities? If the answers make you uncomfortable, you've got shadow CISOs making decisions without the support they need. Build a partnership model. Here's the mindset shift. Developers making security decision isn't a failure of your security program. It's inevitable in modern development velocity. The question isn't how do we stop developers from making security decisions? It's how do we help them make decisions better and faster. The old model is security as a gatekeeper. Developers ask permission. Security says yes or no. Offers bottlenecks everywhere, every single time. So the new model is security as an enabler. Developers have tools and knowledge to make good decisions. Security provides guardrails, not gates. And collaboration is everywhere. Your shadow CISOs are already leading this transition. They're building security culture in the trenches, one code review at a time. They're translating your policies into practical implementations. They're preventing vulnerabilities before they happen. So here's your question. Are you going to acknowledge them, empower them, and build a partnership? Or are you going to keep pretending you have control while they make critical security decisions in the shadows? So the bottom line this Saturday morning is someone is making security decisions in your organizations right now, hundreds of them every day. You can either pretend you control all security decisions and wonder why you keep getting surprised by security issues, or you can acknowledge reality and build a system where security decisions happen transparently with the right tools, knowledge, and support. Your shadow CISOs are doing security work, whether you recognize it or not. The only question is whether you're giving them what they need to do it well or not. So here's your Monday morning action item. Identify 3 to 5 developers who are already acting as security champions in your organization. Schedule coffee either virtually or in person with them. Ask them one question. What would make it easier for you to make secure decisions? Then actually implement what they tell you. Because the best security program isn't the one with the most control. It's the one with the most collaboration. So I built an integration checklist for your shadow CISOs. The first one is self-service libraries of secure pre-approved components. Build a formal security champion program that includes recognition. Enable security scanning inside of the developer's CI/CD pipelines and workflows. Be developer friendly with your security documentation by including code examples. Get fast response times for security questions. Make it hours, if not days. Continue to offer security training that is developer friendly in format. And make sure you focus your metrics on enabling your developers, not blocking them. So as always, stay safe and stay secure, everyone.